and gentlemen, followers and newcomers, my name is Dr. Film, and no, I'm not qualified to be a doctor yet. Who was there? Who's there? This place is haunted!
Continue. I don't know.
Today won't be another review, but instead, I will be ranking the 4 Rambo movies of the Rambo franchise. Seeing as how Rambo Last Blood will be premiering on September 20th, I thought it would be best if we take a look back at the franchise. And I would like to give my honest opinions about each of them, from worst to best. But before we begin this video, you should know that the movies I will be covering are rated R, so viewer discretion is advised. And also, you should know a little background history on this franchise and how it came to be. You see, the first official movie of this franchise was based on a novel called First Blood, which was written by David Morrell. When it was discovered, it went through rewrites, resellings, heck, even went through multiple studios. Until finally, in 1982, the Rambo franchise was born. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started!
Let's go crazy!
Number 4, Rambo 3, released in 1988. And to be completely honest, it was a little disappointing. Don't get me wrong, it's got some good qualities. Like, the action sequences are good, and you get to see Colonel Trautman and Rambo working together for the first time. But the pacing is slow, and the action doesn't really start after 40 minutes. Sure, there was the stick fighting in the beginning, but it was only brief for a few minutes. And I didn't quite feel an impact from this movie. It was just another mission for Rambo to go through, and we, the audience, are like, that's nice, Rambo, that's nice. Oh, you won, hooray. Suck it, Russians. Coming in 3rd place, we have Rambo 4, or John Rambo, or just Rambo, or whatever you want to call it. I have to warn you guys, this movie is way darker than the previous films. I mean, this one goes all out, pulling no punches. It was really hard to watch, seeing all those villagers and the innocent people being massacred by these vile soldiers. And it shows that yes, that war is not a game, guys. And you gotta give it to Sylvester Stallone for keeping up with the younger cast members, despite his age. And let's not forget the sick climax where Sylvester Stallone is behind this machine gun and he's just railing on these soldiers. Like, he doesn't hold back, man. That's just who he is. And let's not forget, the ending left us with a great note where John Rambo finally comes home to his father. I thought that was a great ending, and it gave us a great expectation what the next Rambo movie will be like. Number 2, Rambo First Blood Part 2. They could have just named it First Blood Part 2, I'm just saying. What can I say? This is so action-packed. The story picks up after the events of the Vietnam War that had occurred. You got John Rambo coming back to Vietnam to face his fears and conquer them. He's got a sweet partner to be at his side, not just another damsel in distress. It's got a sick helicopter showdown between this Russian troop, I forgot his name, had this weird voice. You must understand. We are, I forgot his lines. And guess what? Martin Cove, the Cobra Kai master himself, is in this movie. Possible connections, anyone?
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
No mercy, man. Sweep the leg. No mercy.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
And the film demonstrates that those who work in the US government, not all of them have the same perspective. Like, there are those who are only working for the money, and there are those who are in charge of the operations and the missions are only there just to clean up the mess for political reasons. I like how the film explored that not all people have the same values that John Rambo has. And don't forget this sweet, nice part where John Rambo finally comes home to his base and he says, enough is enough. The mission is over. Oh man, it still gets me every time, man. You are an icon, man. Now, coming in 1st place is, drumroll please, whiplash. Ah, shit. As I was saying, coming in 1st place is First Blood. And here's something you should know about this film. This isn't just another action-packed film. This is more like an origin story, taking us a dive into who John Rambo really is. This is more like a psychological warfare in John Rambo's mind. Because in the beginning, it takes place where he comes back from the war, visiting an old friend, but he soon realized that his friend died of cancer. And later on, when he comes across this town called Hope, Washington or something, he comes across this sheriff who arrests him unjustly for just being a drifter. Dude! And later at the sheriff's department, he's been brutalized, harassed by the other deputies until he reaches a breaking point where in his mind, he's had enough and that he declares war against the sheriff's department. This film is like a character study, not only focusing on John Rambo, but on the sheriff, Colonel Stratman, and we get into their perspectives of how the Vietnam War affected them. And of course, the ending. Now this is where Colonel Stratman confronts John Rambo for massacring this town, and Rambo breaks down completely, emotionally and physically, and expresses how much he misses his friends, he lost his sense of purpose, and his humanity. This ending still holds up, even after all these years. And this is the kind of ending where it shows people Sylvester Stallone can really act. And I highly recommend for everyone to check this out. Well, that's it for my rankings video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please hit like in this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and check out my previous content. And leave your comments down below freely. What is your favorite Rambo movie, and what is your favorite quote?
It's over!
Nothing is over!
Nothing! You just don't turn it off!
Thank you guys for having the time to check out this video. It really means a lot. And as always, I will see you guys at our next appointment.
Adrian! Oh, yeah!